Hey everyone, and welcome to Friday Live. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was actually driving back from downtown Asheville. It's an amazing fall day outside right now. It actually feels like summer. It's almost 80 degrees outside. And so this week you may have noticed that I didn't do a Facebook Friday Live last week. As I'm sure all of you probably guessed, it was a very emotional and very trying week. And so I was afraid that if I jumped on Friday Live with the week that I had been having last week, it would have been just full of expletives and probably not very helpful at all for any of you. And some bad things probably would have come to pass. So, if you can't say anything nice, then then I guess it's keep your mouth shut, right? But I think in our day and age, especially with what's going on in our country right now, I don't think that is the rule to go by. So, but in any case, last week though, I knew that doing a video with the headspace I was in was not going to be helpful at all for my audience. And so I decided to wait until this week to discuss some stuff that I thought would be really helpful, just based on a lot of the questions that I get asked back. So also for those of you who know me or have probably seen a lot of my photos or something like that, you might be surprised to actually see me. As one of my clients who I just saw today said, "You look like a 12-year-old." And so I've got the hair up in the ballerina bun today. I've got my glasses on. It's a pretty what I call my no-nonsense Friday stuff, because I had a lot of stuff I had to get done today. So I was like, all right, hair up, glasses on, no time for bullshit. We're gonna do this. We're gonna knock stuff out, because I love using Fridays to get business and marketing projects, just tied up and given off to clients and things launched. And so it's just a really good, head down kind of work day for me. And then I get to finish the week knowing that I've got all this stuff, produced and that I've, really taken the steps necessary to get results for my clients. So, one of the ways that I accomplish that, of course, leads me to today's topic, which is marketing stacks. Now, for those of you who don't know what a marketing stack is, a marketing stack is basically just your set of tools and resources that you use for your marketing. Typically, a marketing stack is going to be your go-to toolbox for your digital marketing efforts. Now, for your offline marketing efforts, you may have a totally different marketing stack, and that could include stuff like the types of ads that you run, in terms of print ads or your print collateral, whatever it is. So you've got like your offline marketing stack, and then you've got your online marketing stack. And today I want to talk about your online marketing stack. And I want to tell you a little bit about some of my go-to tools that I use every day or that my clients use all the time, things that I just go to over and over. I mean, I've been doing this now for about 10 years. I've tried out a lot of stuff. I've seen a bunch of software like launch, and it's been really exciting and fun and everything. And then that software company gets acquired by a bigger company, like gets eaten by the bigger fish, like Amazon or Google or something. Or it just totally goes away. It just dies overnight. So, after doing a lot of testing and stuff, I've found some of the tools that I think are, deceptively simple, but they work. They get results. So I think that's really important, especially for people who are new to building their business. If you're just joining me again, my name is Catherine Campbell. I am the director of Bright Planning, and what I do is I create marketing plans and implement marketing funnels and do one-on-one consulting for clients in the private sector. But anybody who's watching, if you're part of a nonprofit, if you are an up-and-coming marketing student and you're getting ready to do an entry-level job, or if you're a solo business owner and you have no team or no time or no resources, then basically all my Friday Live tips are geared toward you to be able to empower you to take action and actually apply what you learn. So, so today I am, again, like I said, I'm talking about marketing stacks and basically my toolbox for digital marketing. So let's start with just some basics, which is everybody wants to know, you know, what should I do with my website? Like where, you know, because your website is a huge part of your marketing efforts, right? It's all about, you know, people landing on your site, actually getting to know you, something that where people, they can land there and they can say, wow, this website's really engaging and I'm totally engaged like that. It's got to be within like 7 seconds. Or they can say, wow, that's really outdated, or I just don't feel comfortable here, or something about it's putting them off because they're not your ideal client. So one of the things that I would suggest to people is if they are wondering, if they're wondering like what type of website to run, then the first thing that I do is I suggest, you know, you got to choose typically between a WordPress-based platform, a Squarespace platform, or you can do your own custom development platform. Again, WordPress is really easy to start. Squarespace is also really easy to start. Squarespace is a little bit more all-in-one, but it can be a real pain in terms of producing a lot of content. And it's not, although it says that it's SEO friendly, it's a little bit harder to optimize your SEO efforts on Squarespace sites. And I've learned this the hard way. So WordPress is definitely a really reliable platform. There's a ton of developers out there who can help you design and create one, and you can also go with I'd say if you've got the money to invest, you know, really invest in a high quality website designer to get you a custom website. Because I think I said this in the podcast this past Monday, which is that we're seeing a tip from where branding and design was sort of, you know, it came in second to the actual product itself. And now we're seeing that product and design can really make or break a product launch. And it's going to become more important to have a very customized and very bespoke design. I think probably, you know, the Web 2.0 kind of illustration is on the way out. And we're looking at a trend where really, you know, really beautiful, really custom design is going to start coming back in starting in 2018. So if you haven't already and you're still dealing with a WordPress site that still says like powered by WordPress, like free WordPress theme at the bottom of it, it's time to up-level your game and actually, you know, get on board with, you know, with investing with a great web designer. So you got to have a good website, obviously. In terms of your marketing stack, I would say that's the first thing. Second thing people always ask me is about email. Like, what are your go-to email programs? Which one should I choose? There's like, you know, there's iContact, Constant Contact, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, ConvertKit, Aweber, Entreport. There are like a gazillion. There are a gazillion email programs out there. And so which one is going to be best for your business? And which one do you need at a, you know, to get like the results that you want? And I've noticed that depending on your size and your age of your business, a different email platform will be the right choice for you. So with people who are just starting out and just launching, you're just starting to build your list, I would say look at either MailChimp or ConvertKit. They're both highly affordable. In fact, MailChimp is free for your first 2,000 subscribers. So, you know, either sign up with them. ConvertKit is a great way to set up email marketing automation, which I'm a fan of, because I believe that you should be nurturing the people while you sleep. So definitely check that out. And then for people who are at the next level where they really need to integrate you know, a high-powered CRM, or they want to do a lot more segmentation, a lot more tagging, a lot more personalized experiences. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of this coming into play starting in 2017 and 2018, where it's going to be all about personalization. I mean, like, straight up, like, you're not going to be able to just put everybody through the same email funnel and everyone's going to be so happy with this, like the 3 products that you're offering for them to buy, right? You can't put everybody on the same newsletter and suggest the same things to them. You're going to find ways to be able to tag people and merge people. And MailChimp and ConvertKit both have those capabilities, but when you're ready and you have a ton of products, or if you have like a really large e-commerce site, or even just a services site where your people are graduating from service to service up a value ladder, then look for something that is that's a little bit more robust. I would say Infusionsoft and Entreport are really good ways to go. Aweber operates at about the same level as ConvertKit. It's kind of like that nice, like in between Goldilocks sort of solution, but I'm not saying it's like the end all be all. So those are definitely like my favorites for email marketing, and also all of them offer automation capability. So you can build out automated email sequences that once people sign up, they can be triggered to start getting certain emails based on when they signed up or how they signed up or how they selected themselves on this email opt-in form. So there are different ones there. Right now, I actually just went back to MailChimp from using ConvertKit for a while. And the reason why is because my audience was not responding really positively to the change in aesthetic that I made from my MailChimp emails to ConvertKit. And I was actually, surprisingly, I started to lose subscribers. And what was interesting is because I made an assumption that my people just wanted to like see text and they just want to see helpful stuff, and that was that. And they actually want more they actually wanted more personality. I questioned a group of my email users. They all came back saying the same thing, like, we want to see you. We want to see your personality in your emails. And so it changed up the whole ballgame for me. I actually went back to MailChimp. And if you're looking for a really good training program for MailChimp that will help you learn the whole thing and not just like look at it and say to yourself, ugh, MailChimp is the worst. It's like really corny. This is for 12-year-olds, whatever. Paul Jarvis, who is a phenomenal creative and brand designer and just an all-around good guy, he offers a program once a year called Chimp Essentials, and it's closed right now, so you can't join it. And there's no affiliate commission or anything I'm getting. Like, he doesn't even know that I'm doing this right now. But anyway, that program is freaking gold. So if you want like a full-on training, it's like $200 and you get like this full training that will walk you through every single little detail of MailChimp. That's a great one. If you go with with ConvertKit or Infusionsoft, there are tons of marketplace consultants that you can Google directly to hire you to like hook up all of your campaigns and stuff, which will save you hours of headaches. So that's what I would suggest with email. But like I said, I recently just went back to MailChimp of all things, because sometimes, simple is best. And I'm not at a level where I'm offering a ton of services where I need something like Infusionsoft. I already have my own CRM. I've used actually 17 Hats as my business management and CRM program for the last year and a half. I was with them basically from launch, and I have to say they are an affordable and really great all-in-one solution where you can also join multiple accounts together. So if you're an artist, if you're a tattoo artist, if you're a salon, if you're a product maker, if you're an e-commerce site, if you're a services provider like I am, like a consultant, 17 Hats is a really good fit for that. If you're operating at a super high level where you're offering at least over probably like 100, 200 products, that's probably not going to be a good fit for you. But if you have a set number of services that say like 50 or under, or products that are 50 and under, it's a great solution. So, and it's highly affordable, and you have everything all in one. It provides you with, you can make workflows, contracts, invoices, notes for leads and clients. If you've got, it also does, you can hook it up to QuickBooks into your banking system, so you can pull profit and loss reports whenever you want. You can manually enter your numbers. So I highly suggest that you hire your own accountant, but 17 Hats makes a nice like accountant assistant. So so that's another thing that I use to just run my it's not necessarily a one-woman business, because I've got a couple of I've got a head writer, I have an assistant, and I also have an intern, but sometimes it feels like a one-woman show, and so you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, that one is like your business management stack, which will be another thing for another day. But so that's email. If you guys have any questions about email, you can always email me at info@brightplanning.com. And if you have any specific questions about your specific email program and you're like wondering, am I using this at the right level? I can give you a quick 2-minute answer. It's not a big deal. So I don't mind giving advice. It's very helpful. Shopping cart software. So shopping cart software is really, and I think it's super important, because a shopping cart can actually make or break, someone's purchasing experience, and they'll actually decide whether or not to just abandon that cart altogether. So make sure you've got a good shopping cart in. Typical one for WordPress is going to be WooCommerce. If you can't afford it, I'm a personal fan of Samcart. Samcart, that's SAMCART, is a great plugin solution because of they've got really robust downsells, upsells, cross-sells, recommended products, and different ways that you can kind of build out that last part of your marketing funnel. So if you run a WordPress site, I would say that this is not going to play well with Squarespace, and Squarespace actually has their own integrated e-commerce solution that hooks up with Stripe and PayPal. So if you're running with Squarespace, just run with their e-commerce, because it's going to work for you. Don't worry about that. But with WordPress, I would say like Samcart is perfect for it. That's sort of my go-to with that. Let's see, we covered website, cart, email, mobile. So mobile marketing is something that's really huge, and I say huge because it's totally untapped, and so many people aren't using it in the way that it should be used. So typically with mobile marketing, you're going to get at the most a business owner coming in and saying, oh, I want to start mobile marketing. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to create a QR code, or I'm going to create, if you haven't watched Scott Stratton's QR, every time someone uses a QR code, God kills a kitten, you should watch that. It's a hilarious presentation. And Scott Stratton is the king of unmarketing. So he's a good one to follow if you guys are looking for some marketing inspiration. Anyway, so a business owner will come up to the concept of mobile marketing, and they're going to say, okay, I'm going to buy some text credits, some SMS credits. I'm going to create a keyword code like Bright, and I'm going to tell my people, if you text Bright to 77000, then you're going to qualify to win a free consultation with me, right? And what happens is when people text that, it automatically can hook into your email system, depending on what email system you're using. If you're using Lead Pages, which is a lead generation landing page software, they also offer something called Lead Digits. And so what you need a software program that's going to hook up what's coming in through your mobile stuff, like people who are texting you, and getting their information and putting it into your CRM or your email marketing program, whatever it is that you're using. And so there are a lot of different programs out there. Like I said, Lead Digits is one of them. And if you already have a Lead Pages account, I would say go ahead and add Lead Digits as your software, so you have everything all in one place. I'm a huge fan of the less tools that you use, the better, so that if you can find all-in-one solutions, it's fantastic, and it really does reduce a lot of stress. But the one that I go to is Mobit, M-O-B-I-T. Originally they were based in Australia, and they have a huge, strong U.S. presence, as well as a dedicated. They have offices in Australia, Phoenix, Arizona, and I think they have an office in the UK as well. Mobit offers mobile messaging that does one better. And here's the secret that I think a lot of people miss out on mobile messaging. And that's if you're say you're like presenting, or you're doing a radio ad, or you've got a billboard, and it's like text blah 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 to 77000. Once people do that, you can give them like a, do you want to receive notifications from us kind of thing. Because it actually requires, Mobit's just like mobile marketing operates just like email marketing. People have to opt in. They have to choose to get notifications from you. And you can decide how many times and how often you want to communicate with people on mobile. But mobile actually has a 98% open rate within 3 minutes of that person receiving that text message from you. So it's way higher than email. It's way higher than like social media marketing. It's definitely an untapped resource for your business if you're doing it the right way. Like, you don't want to be text messaging somebody every 5 minutes. The trick with it is you got to think 3 moves ahead of how your customers would behave receiving a text message. And Mobit helps you develop out those different steps all on one platform. So what's cool about it is that they don't just opt in and all of a sudden they're on your email list. You can actually redirect them to a beautiful mobile optimized landing page where they can choose to like book a free service with you. They can check out a product. They can take a quiz or something where like you reveal to them like what products would fit them best, like that kind of stuff. So, or you can create landing pages that are specifically for dedicated events. So say like you're a jewelry designer and you're going to a women's networking event, you could create a landing page that's specifically about that women's networking event. And at the event, you can say, all right, ladies, if you text the word necklace to 77000, then you'll automatically, you'll be entered to win a free custom necklace from my jewelry designer shop. And so then you'll have a bunch of people like opting in to this via mobile, and they'll be taken to a landing page where they can see the necklace that you've designed, or they can browse other products, or it'll click through to your own website, whatever it is. So with mobile, you want to really be thinking through that strategy. So Mobit is my go-to. They have very easy plans. They offer training and additional packages. They offer done-for-you landing page design. Their landing pages are like drag and drop. I love them. And let's see, I mean, I have been also, again, it's like I've been with them since they launched, so just a big fan. For courses, if you are going to be creating and marketing a course, I definitely think that Teachable is the way to go. Again, it's like an all-in-one platform. It hooks up with your emails so you can market out to your list when you decide to launch a course. It's highly affordable. In fact, you can teach courses for free on it. Thanks, Dusty. I'll see you later too. But Teachable is it's definitely a great one for launching courses because it allows you to teach courses for free, and at the same time you get a higher charge rate, of course, for people who enroll that way, or you can choose to like pay monthly or something. So again, highly affordable, really easy to create. I'm gonna flip on a light here because it's getting a little dark. Ta-da! Let me know if that's like just too shining in your eyes. And like by that I mean my glare over here. So Teachable is a great one too, and again, it integrates with the rest of your stack. So if you have say you have Mobit for your mobile marketing, and you've got MailChimp for your email marketing, then you can hook up your Teachable account to both of these and say, well, your Mobit's connected to your MailChimp via API, and you can say, okay, what I want to do is I want to send out both an email and a text to all my students that the next lesson in this course has been freshly released, and because I want them to engage and I want them to take this and like get results that they need. So so again, like this is also, when I say about stacks, like this is how you can see how everything is connected all together and how everything works together. So it kind of goes like this, but it's like, you know, it's your go-to folder. So Teachable is definitely the big one. Project management for campaigns. There are a lot of different project management spaces out there, but I personally love Basecamp. It's $20 a month for me to manage 10 projects at once. And if I've got 10 clients on there, including myself, I treat myself like a client. So I've got my own campaigns in my own project space on Basecamp. Then that way I can keep track and it's all in one place. So I can just log into Basecamp, I can click on the project I want. And for you, for example, you can use Basecamp or you can use Asana or Teamwork. You know, one of those two are also, if you don't like Basecamp, you can use Asana or Teamwork. They all look differently visually and they all operate just a little differently. So it really depends on what type of learner you are and which one aesthetically feels the best in terms of workflow to you. But having a project management space is required. Don't use a combination of Slack and Trello, and you know, don't rely on like Slack and email and all this stuff to keep track of your campaigns and your marketing campaigns. Like, you want to take this seriously. And if you're going to get serious, you need a dedicated project management space because it's going to remind you that you've got shit to do. So sign up, get a project management space going, because what's cool about it is, for example, in Basecamp, you could say, you can name all of your projects by the month, like January's marketing, February's marketing, March's marketing. And you log in and you say, and you can see all the tasks and all the discussions. You can invite people just to straight up to certain projects. And I love that. It's so great. So I can invite one person, like say my web designer, just to my January marketing project, and they don't get access to any of my other stuff. They can't see privately what's happening, but they can log in and I can have discussions with them on here's what I want to accomplish in terms of design this month for my marketing campaigns. So I think that that's really important. So get a project management space. So let's see, we've covered so far, and again, if you're just tuning in, my name is Catherine Campbell. I'm the director of Bright Planning Marketing Strategy, and I help people create marketing plans, create marketing funnels, and do done-in-a-day marketing services where we get really, really clear on stuff super fast. And that's my goal for all of you, is I want you guys to start getting results. So and like from now until the end of the year, I'm going to be focusing on all the stuff that you need to get in line for 2017 so that you can start taking action right at the new year or right before the new year. And again, and the goal for today is I want you to start putting together your marketing stack. If you have tools that are already in place and you love them and you don't want them to go away, like for example, if you operate Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever it is that you use, and you're like, I don't really want to get rid of this, or I'm locked into a contract, that's fine. But find the gaps in your marketing stack where your marketing isn't getting done because you're missing the right piece of technology, and get it done. Go research, go price compare, go, figure out what's going to be best for the number of team members that you have, and get it implemented, and keep it all on a task list. Pull up a Google Doc and say, okay, here's a list of my marketing stacks. Like, this is all the stuff that I use. Here's what I use for my website. Here's what I use for my email. Here's what I use for my mobile marketing. Here's what I use for my PR. Which leads me to my next point. For PR services, there's like a huge list of stuff that I personally use, but nothing beats a good old-fashioned Google sheet and Haro, which is Haro queries. So I use Google Sheets to actually keep track of my media outreach. I know that sounds old-fashioned, but it's how I roll. If you've got a really big team and you're doing a ton of press and you're doing a lot of product launches and you need something going, then look at actually getting a dedicated account for something like PR Newswire, or there are some other packages that are out there. But I would say, hang on a second, I'm going to pull one right up for you guys right now. Cision, I think that's how you pronounce it, is awesome. It's expensive, but it's well worth it if you need dedicated PR going for you and you know what you need. So I want to say it's probably Cision. It's not Cision, but I'm also the same person who says Target instead of Target, so whatever. But Cision actually creates, they actually have Help a Reporter Out, Haro, which is a free service to use. And what it does is it delivers to you 3 times a day, which is fun. It delivers to you 3 times a day a list of journalists and media outlets that are looking for thought leaders and individuals to answer back to news stories that people are writing. And typically these have super, super tight deadlines, like 24 to 36 hours or 48 hours max. So you're going to need to have somebody review those every day, like say once a day, and answer back to the ones you want to answer back. But that's a free service you can use, and it will help you reach out and start to grow relationships with reporters, and start to grow and also just go ahead and reach out to your local people too and get to know your media people in radio and podcasting and newspapers and television. Really get to know the points of contact there, because it's going to come in handy at some point, and you'd rather build those relationships earlier rather than later. So in the meantime, Haro is a good way to get some national coverage or some regional coverage in the meantime, so check that out. But in the meantime, they also have a really great PR software that you have to pay for. It's not cheap, but it's well worth the investment. So that's typically what I go to for PR and media outreach. For heat mapping on my site to make sure that I'm doing a huge part of marketing is actually optimizing your conversions. It's all about making sure that you're using the right tools to make sure, to make sure that you're using the right tools, but make sure that you're making the right offers. Make sure your offer is like top notch. Make sure that people are responding and clicking on things where they want to go. Make sure that people are following the workflow you designed for them in your website. And so one of the ways I love to track how my visitors are moving through my site is through a little thing called heat mapping. And the tool that I use for heat mapping, this is in my marketing stack, is called ClickTail. And that's ClickTail, T-A-L-E. So ClickTail is a great one because what it does is it basically tells you a visual story and shows you hot to cold, all of the hot spots on your website where people are really spending a lot of time on. Like, it could be a single sentence, it could be a single paragraph. In places where people are going cold, like they've navigated away or they've totally dropped off altogether. So you can actually see, like, if you're ever wondering, how long should my sales pages be? How long should my web content be? Should I be using a video on this page instead of text? Should I include an audio here? How is this form working compared to a different form? All of those things are really, really helpful, and ClickTail can give you a visual heat map of how people are interacting with all that stuff. So that's what I would suggest for that. I also love, for conversion optimization, Google Analytics and the whole Google Analytics suite is fantastic. I love analytics. They're rolling out a conversion optimizer this year. That's really exciting, so go check that out. And then also definitely Optimizely. Optimizely is a really fantastic tool, and that is for WordPress as well. So if you're looking for ways to optimize your conversions and like make little tweaks on your site, those are super helpful. And you can also, again, outsource to a firm if you feel like that's just overwhelming and you don't want to do like any A/B testing or anything else. Just do that. Another thing I love is link shortening. So if you've got like really long, complicated, weird links, go to bit.ly, bit.ly. Bit.ly is a fantastic URL shortening service, which will come in handy for your Facebook links, your Twitter links. You can use them for Instagram profile links if you're constantly changing out Instagram profile links, or you want people to go to a link in a caption or something. Instead of telling them to type in this really long URL, you can say bit.ly / jewelry, and they can go to that. What I really, really love about Bit.ly in my marketing stack is it has an awesome reporting system on the back end. So you can see how many people have clicked on your link and when they did, and you can test different links in different places and see which like word can convert better and stuff. So it's pretty exciting, actually. Maybe not to you, but it is to me. So I definitely recommend Bit.ly for that. Another marketing tool that I love. So everybody's like, should I use a pop-up on my website and get all this stuff in? And if you are like dead set on pop-ups and welcome mats and like slide-ins where people like it's like you're on your website and stuff, and like this like little box slides in, it says, hey, do you want to get 10% off your next purchase? Or it's like, hey, do you want to opt in and get 5 tips for not getting audited this tax season? You're like, yeah. So most of those things are powered by a lead generation tool called SumoMe. And so if you're like dead set on that stuff and you want that, I'm not a huge fan of really invasive marketing tactics like that, but there's the data is out there. It shows that people more often than not click on that stuff. So if that's what you want to do, SumoMe is the way to go. I personally don't use it in my marketing stack, but I'm going to just put it out there because I know a lot of people wonder about it. So it's a great one, gives you lots of different options. The one thing that I really love is a little new tool called FOMO. Now, FOMO just launched recently, and they're rolling out new features, and I love them. And yes, FOMO, F-O-M-O, is named after the concept fear of missing out, because what they do with this little tool, you just implement this like little code, you just like implement like little codes on the back end of your website, and it's very easy to do, and they can show you how to do it. Your developer can do it, whatever. What you do is you can plant, basically what you do is you can plant when, you know, how often people have finished like reading a blog post or purchased a product or like visited a certain page or something like that. And what you do is you can create like, Susie in Atlanta just bought this pair of boots. And it'll show like a little picture of the product, and people can click on that and it will take them to that product page. And so FOMO is used on like, I think they're used on Travelocity or Expedia, and it's kind of the same thing. If you've ever been to Expedia, and you can say like, you can see down at the bottom like these little tabs that slide in that say 15 people are looking at this same flight right now, or 30 people just booked this hotel in the last 24 hours. That is FOMO at work. And what it does is it kind of heightens your sense of, it both heightens your sense of urgency, but also the sense of scarcity. And these are two important marketing tactics to achieve. So FOMO is a little known tool. I think it's free actually. Is it free? I think it is. Anyway, I love them. They're great. So FOMO is definitely, check them out. I think they've got a free version and they may have a paid version. But again, that's something that is not invasive marketing, but it's a really good way to say, you know, to tap someone on the shoulder by just displaying this like little piece of information at the bottom to say, hey, everybody else is doing this. Why aren't you? So that's a good one. I love to, I just put that into my marketing stack. It's like at the very top. It's like my baby that I'm testing out right now. And so far, I'm really, really happy with it. I think that the people who are also on the team of FOMO are doing a great job. So if you are looking for content generation and content research, BuzzSumo and Google Trends are my two go-to tools for researching like what people are talking about. So if you are blogging about your outdoor camping store and you're like looking for recent topics, or you're like totally tapped out on what to write about for your blog, go to BuzzSumo and they have a complimentary version you can try out, and then they have got a paid version, and Google Trends, and those are really good ways to research what people are currently talking about in your industry or in items that are related to your industry, and then you can take that stuff and like say, oh, okay, so I see that this like article about bears attacking tents is really popular, so I might want to talk about like the different types of tents that you want to, you know, like open top like camping tents versus closed top tents, and the difference might be helpful. And so that's a great way to do that. And let's see, I'm trying to think what other marketing tools. They only kind of come into the end of my list here. Hang on a second. Let me see. Oh, nope. Just kidding. So one of the things that I love is queuing up things and actually like having things automated and scheduled ahead of time. So in order to do that, I use Buffer. I'm not super happy with Buffer though right now. It's in my marketing stack, and the reason why I'm not super happy with Buffer, and I know you guys are probably wondering like, why the hell would you recommend this to us if you're not happy with it? But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want to be upfront and honest about all the tools that I'm currently using, and I want to honestly tell you like what's working and what's not working, or what I just recently discovered. So with Buffer, I noticed that you know, things that are scheduled through Buffer versus say me manually scheduling using Facebook Scheduler, the engagement rates and the show rates on Buffer are way lower. So all of my Buffer stuff that is showing up in my Twitter feed or in my Facebook feed or in my LinkedIn feed, they kind of get bounced down to the bottom of the algorithm, so they're not showing up as top content versus like my manual updates, which are I guess they're just considered differently. And so Buffer is really great if you've got a ton of content and you really need somebody else to like queue it up and just set it and forget it like at the beginning of a month and then just check back in, because their analytics is fantastic and their content inbox is great. So you can pull in all sorts of different blog feeds and different news feeds and things and generate a ton of useful articles and stuff and queue it all up and you're good. But like I said, the engagement rate has just totally fallen down. It used to be like even just last year, it was way higher for me. And this year it kind of bottomed out. And so I think that there's something with Buffer in certain algorithms that have been implemented. So it's not getting the engagement. So I'm going to look for an alternative to that. And when I find one that I like, because I'm not a fan of Hootsuite. Hootsuite is like a comparable one as well. But when I find another one that I like, I'll let you guys know. Other things that I love are really like workflow things, but I love scheduling stuff. So if you're a service provider, from the moment somebody schedules an appointment with you is the moment you start marketing to them way ahead of time from that. But when people are scheduling appointments to you, that's still a chance for you to market to them. And that's by sending personalized emails, getting them prepared for meetings, auto delivering something to them, taking payments, whatever it is that you need to do. And so my favorite scheduling tools are Acuity Scheduling, Vcita Scheduling, and Calendly Scheduling. All three are, again, it's like the email marketing I was just talking about. All three are kind of for different levels of business. So I would say Calendly is for beginners, Acuity is for intermediates, and then Vcita is a little bit more advanced. It's also a little bit more of an investment too, but it's well worth it. And then last but not very least, when people say, what is a marketing funnel and how do you build them and what do you do? My go-to right now is ClickFunnels. So I build funnels from scratch all the time and I use people's existing stuff, but if you wanted a way to be able to build a marketing funnel where people could come and land on a page and they would watch your webinar or watch your video and they would go through and sign up to get a free sample or a free guide from your product, and then they would automatically get delivered like another set of 3 videos that educated people on like your company and your story and like why your stuff's like super organic and different and whatever, and then it led them to the product, and then it upsold them on a different product, then that's all of that stuff can be done in ClickFunnels within minutes. So it looks like my video connection is weak, so it might be a little so hopefully you guys can see this, but anyway, I love ClickFunnels. They have a 14-day free trial, and then after that it's $97 a month for just ClickFunnels, but they have a really amazing thing called Actionetics, which is the ability to send promotional emails straight from all of your activity in ClickFunnels to your people using highly segmented, personalized emails. Like, this is the tip top of personalization, and this is exactly where the future of marketing is going. So if you want to build out marketing funnels that can hook into your existing website, like Squarespace, WordPress, your custom stuff, ClickFunnels will play nice with all of that. So you can just hook up to that. And I'm probably going to do a ClickFunnels or marketing funnels walkthrough fairly soon. So we'll go through that more at a different time. But that's like one of my go-to marketing funnel builders if you want to build that out super fast. So let me see if there's anything that I'm missing. I think that's all I have for right now. That is my marketing stack. I feel like there's probably more. I love everything in Google, like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drawing. I use Google Drawing to actually draw out my marketing funnels for clients. Let's see, but for marketing, let's see, we've got for video. For video, I strongly suggest that you shoot your own and host it on YouTube. Or if you need to host a ton of videos for, say, like they need to be locked away somewhere as private content, Wistia is the way to go. If you need, let's see, I would say that's definitely the one. Oh, keywords. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this. So, marketing is a game of who can be the most on point to the right person at the right time. And a lot of that goes into SEO and keyword planning. And so I strongly suggest that you use, there's Google Keyword Planner, and then there is another one. And let me see if I can find it really quickly. One of my favorite people in the world, by the way, if you want to learn more about SEO, is Brian at Backlinko, and that's Backlinko, all one word, and it's exactly how it sounds. And there's so many like down to earth, real life, definitive guides on SEO. So if you like want to become an SEO master, go follow Brian at Backlinko. He's amazing. But let's see. I think, let me see if I can find that one for you guys really quickly. But I think that's it for now. So if there's anything that I'm missing, if you want to do audio, definitely get. I record for free with Audacity, and I edit it within that, and I upload to SoundCloud, which automatically goes out to iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And so that's also one of my favorite ones. I can't seem to find it right now, but I'll hook you guys up by posting it later on the Facebook page. Maybe I'll just like start rolling out all my Facebook tools. So that gives you a good idea of the tools that I use for what is like my marketing stack. If you guys want to know more about my social media platforms, so when I think about them, in terms of paid advertising, I definitely go with Google Ads, Bing advertising, definitely not dead, highly rated, awesome. A brand new search engine platform that just rolled out is called a.k.a, and that's ECOSIA, and they're super cool because if you replace Google with a.k.a, like just try a.k.a, just bring it up, just like you would google.com, and you search for stuff in there, anytime that you click on an ad that's displayed in there, or anytime that you use it, they plant a tree. So it's a super eco-friendly way to search, and you don't have to use Google all the time. And they produce the same search results. So it's super helpful. So if you're looking for different paid advertising places, look at Google, look at Bing, and then if you want to like give back to the planet and have trees planted for every display ad that you're showing on a.k.a, go over there. And then also Facebook ads and Twitter cards are my two go-to favorite forms of advertising. I'm going to talk about Facebook advertising probably next week, because actually no, not next week. Next week I've got a special guest, and that's going to be my 9-year-old son. So my 9-year-old's going to be here, and I'm going to have him weigh in on some marketing trends, so you guys can actually get a very honest opinion on what works and what's total bullshit according to a 9-year-old. I guess that's probably going to conclude, but the following week after, we'll dive into Facebook ads, and I'll teach you guys the highs and lows, because sponsoring a post doesn't cut it. So thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I know it was super long today, but I really appreciate you guys hanging in with me. And if you have any questions on a different tool that you're using, once I post this video, drop it in the comments and say, hey, Catherine, I'm using Marketo, or I'm using this kind of thing, or whatever. Like, what are your opinions on that? And I will happily answer you and let you know, what I think works, what I think doesn't work, what I think people don't use enough of. And so I hope that helps you get started with building your own marketing stack. My challenge to you guys is to build out a marketing stack. It's very clear and very easy to use for 2017, so you can start getting really serious about streamlining and keeping your marketing campaigns organized. All right, have a great Friday. Go out. It's beer o'clock here. I know I'm about to pour myself a glass of wine, and I will talk with you guys again next week. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you guys soon.